Alright, play that. Alright, so this is my Ward Off Evil deck. So, I think the term that most people use is taxation, basically. So, obviously with Paladin class, on my turn, my opponent's cards cost 1 more to play. A lot of my creatures have Ward. Preferably, you want Ward discard, not Ward 1, because technically you get Ward 1 from. You don't want Ward where your opponent pays life or mana. You want them to pay through discarding. So Ward discard a card is the better Ward, especially for this deck design, because you're technically going to get Ward 1 from playing the Protector Shield, which I haven't yet got. So obviously waiting on getting the Protector Shield. So now I got the Kaya Soren engine. Well, I have it soon next turn, as long as my opponent doesn't attack Kaya, which I think he pretty much does, since I have no flyers to stop the attack. So she's going down. That was a bit of misplay if you look at it, because I should have just board wiped. Should just did Doomscar. I do it now, but I should have done it last turn instead of bring out Kaya. I did get another Kaya, so that makes up for it. But I should have just board wiped and then drop the Kaya the following turn. Or him is a good start. Him is a good start to get him out there, because like I said, he has Ward discard, which is really nice. Because in order to get rid of him, your opponent's going to have to use cards from the hands. But then when they target him, they have to discard a card in order to get their card effect to go through, which is why you prefer the discard the card Ward ability. Here comes the shield. Shield's up. So now it pretty much costs, on my turn, costs 2 to target any of my creatures, as well as, you're going to see that in action, because I think he uses something right now. Yep. So he uses a spell, so you see it's going to cost him a card from his hand, on top of the fact that he's already playing a card from his hand. Then he's going to have to tap mana. So inherently you're already going to have essentially Ward 1. Also notice that his card costs 1 extra because of my Paladin class, so it cost him 2 plus a card from his hand to do so. He gets rid of my card with his Sanctum Jones, so that's cute. So my shield's back down. Of course, I could get Ward 1 from Chandler's of Alms effect from the grave. So I play this. I bring this out so I can start getting some value. Start creating an army. Start using him as a draw engine. So he's a token engine and a draw engine, so gotta get him out there so I can start establishing a board. And then use Kaya to get rid of any problematic card, as well as start start building. So I get her out there, use her to get rid of something. I get rid of the 3/4, and then I use Soren to look at the top card of my deck, reveal it, I add it to my hand. So I play that, which has first strike. Paladin class is level 2, so all my creatures are getting 1/1 power boost, so it's making them stronger. So they got good stats, and of course I'm getting life and stuff. I should have kept. See, I'm gonna lose my Kaya again because I attacked with my flyer when I should have used my flyer to defend her long enough for me to get another flyer, preferably a flyer that I can use her effect on to do the ghost form. So I'm playing that a little bit wrong. Obviously, you want to keep your engine going because I got, the two planeswalker and the enchantments. And of course, if I had the shield, which is the artifact, if I have all 4 of those cards on the field, I get a lot of advantage because my creatures are hard to kill, and a lot of players like to play a lot of kill spells, specifically ones to target, so making it hard for my opponent to target my cards is good. You don't want them to use like a 1 or 2 mana kill spell, right, and then play something. If they're going to kill your stuff, you want them to waste their turn killing your stuff, and then you get another turn to try to play more stuff. So you see it's taking a while for my opponent to do something. And it's like, okay, finally he attacks and kills the Kaya, which I could have protected. Here I could just straight up go board wipe. But I don't. I better set up my Ward 1. So now all my stuff has Ward 1. Bring her out. So make my opponent lose life. Start controlling his graveyard, making sure he has no way of bringing any of those creatures back from his graveyard. I should have attacked there. Would have gained some life, or potentially killed something. Because I have a 3/4 flyer that I could have attacked with, and I have 2 3/4 flyers. So now waiting for him to do something. Thinking, okay, he doesn't do anything. So one of my creatures evolve, turns into a werewolf. I think my opponent scoops here. Let's see. No, they don't. We keep playing. So I do this, get rid of the 2/2. And then start swinging because it's 1/3. It's not gonna do much of anything. I keep forgetting that when I evolve, I could do up to 2 cards, and I keep doing 1 card because I keep thinking it's like, it's like, oops, I could be making my opponent lose 2 life. I could be gaining 2 life. But I keep forgetting Graveyard Glutton's ability that when I'm on my werewolf side, I can actually do it twice. So I can get rid of 2 problematic cards. See, Targeter, Ward 1, plus the discard ward. So now I got discarded card. See, losing all that value. And that was a pretty good card, because it looks like he lost. So you could have tried to survive and then try to make a comeback, but I made that very difficult. If I'm right, that card that I made him discard has a flash. And of course, GG had flash, so my paladin class made it expensive, so there's that. Alright, just moving on to the next video. Let's move a couple steps forward. So I play my paladin class. I foretell my Doomscar. Alright. One more land, I'll be able to put up my shield, which is normally what you want to do. Those are like the lines of play: Paladin class, Doomscar, your Protector Shield. Well, no, it's Paladin class, Doomscar, because that's on turn 3. You want to put down something, 3, something that costs 3, or at least put the Skyclave Apparition if you can afford, or whatever. Right now I didn't get the lands, so I missed the land drop. So gonna have to put something on board. You don't mind this dying because you always want to bring it back from the drop with its effect. So it's a chump blocker. When you play it for 1, you'd rather play it from your drop. when it's stronger, especially with Paladin class combining with it, make it more useful. And you see, he's making this thing really, really strong. So it's like, yep, definitely want to block this. No reason not to. And all I need is one more white mana so I can, play Doomscar. So there's the white mana. So now I can I'm gonna go Apparition. Obviously, I don't want to waste my Doomscar on one creature. I'd rather just do that. That's much better. And now I have a 3/3 body. Next turn I put up shield, so I have a 3/3 body with Ward 1 essentially. Technically Ward 2 if it's my turn because of Paladin class, making my opponent's cards cost 1 more. So, the concept of taxation, making everything my opponent plays costs 1 more. And then 1 more. And then 1 more. And then 1 more. Good, there's Grave Trespasser. Obviously, she's really good for her ward discardability. But, shields up, like I said, shields up first. You want to set your board up. You want to armor up your creatures for them to be able to put in the work. Of course, all his 1/1s don't do much of anything. My Ward 1's kicking in. Pshum, 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 pshum. So, I'll be bringing her out. No, first a board wipe because he has a slightly wide board, so let's get rid of that. Make sure he has nothing to target. None of his creatures get no benefits. Brings that bad boy out. He equips it. Or he equips the other thing. Got land, little landfall. That's cute. And it's like, alright. Time to be strategic. What to do. I bring her out. Exile, we both lose life. My opponent lose life, I gain life, which is always good. I use that to get rid of the artifact, if I'm right. So that way he can't use it to equip it to anything. Because I can deal with his creatures. Oops. I can deal with his creatures, so not a big problem. I'm a 4/4. If he does nothing, I become a 5/5. There's the ward discard kicking in on top of the Ward 1, so he's going to have to pay. So it's going to be hard for him to play anything else because he has to, tap out. So, alright, play that. So I can put up a creature. So that Chaplain of Arms is essentially a Ward 2 on my opponent's turn, a Ward 3 on my turn. I'll bring back the Chaplain, from the graveyard. I'll be able to do more. Be able to give my creatures more defense. So I do this to power up. Gotta get that value up. Now this, when I play this as Redain, makes it where my opponent's non-creature spells that cost 4 or more, cost 2 more. So, more taxation. Especially if my opponent has like Auron's Epiphany or something like that, I want to make it cost more. If he has a board wipe, I want to make it cost more. Alright, so now I'm a 5/5 werewolf. But I can't attack or block, so it's a little irrelevant. My opponent's doing a lot. What's he going to use that for? Oh, he's going to get rid of my Placewalker. Good for him. Got my value. But I drew my kill spell, so it's irrelevant. So now his only hope is gone. And if he tries to play any, oh well, I bring this back to get more ward, so now I got the ward up. So I'm double ward up. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Gotta gain a lot of life. Attack more than once. So my Paladin class is in its final form. At 3rd level. So now I can give double strike and a +1/+1 to whatever I give it to. This is ironic. Because now he's a land. Now, what's interesting, I don't notice this right now, but I noticed a little bit later on. They did that. So this is gonna make his if he has a board wipe cost a little bit more, obviously. Take advantage of my flyers being able to fly and attack, and now I can do 8, gain 8. So what's ironic is the fact that his creature is a land, and all his creatures that come into play will be lands, so Field the Ruins should be able to destroy them, which is an irony there. I want to try to test out that theory. I test out that idea on the following turn, but my opponent will eventually scoop. So he plays that Ancient Green Warden, which doesn't have ward, ironically. See right there, I'm like, ooh, let me try this, but he's like, oh, GG. And it's like, okay. But I really was going to try to see if I can pop it with a Field's Ruin out of curiosity to see if it would actually work. If it does, that's cool. Got a kill spell in the form of land against that artifact. Right. Okay. Next video. Let's move a couple steps. Let's see. Alright. What happened there? Oh yeah, okay. I'm like, why is the Paladin class in play? Oh, that's why. I didn't play it because I played my land tapped. Now I can play my Paladin class. I already got my Doomscar up, already ready. So now I got 2 cards for Toad, so they're cheaper. And then I got my Paladin class up. Next turn I can put my shields up. But he's building a board, so it's like, board wipe first and then put up a shield later on. I can oh no, I go straight for the board, the shield. Okay. Not a bad play, obviously. I have a lot of life. A thing I do is that if my life hits 10 or less, then yeah, I'll like do a board wipe or something like that. Right now it's like I could take a couple hits, and I have life gaining, so it's not that big of a deal if I lose life. But if I'm at 10 life real quick in the first couple turns, it's like, yep, board wipe. So I won't be able to survive after that. So I think I board wipe here. Just because I see he's at 2 cards in his hands, and it's like, alright, now I can Paladin class. So now it costs 3, essentially, more for him to play cards on my turn. And especially if he's playing anything that targets me on my turn, it's going to cost him 3 more to do so. Some more land, and I can bring out my big boy. My Westgate Regent. So now he's super protected. I think my opponent tries to get rid of him if I'm right. But it's gonna cost him. I know he's gonna tap him, but it's gonna cost him. Right? It's gonna cost him. It's gonna cost him an extra energy, extra mana, and he's gonna have to discard. So just to tap me down. I only take 2 damage because of the shield. So now I get the power boost. Pop his creatures. So I can scry. And it's like, alright, what do I need? I got a good amount of mana, so I don't need the lands anymore, but I keep the creature. So I want to put something on board, plus, the taxation thing. So he brings up 4/3 flyer. Bring this out. I can obviously exile his creature and get it out of my way. Or I can power boost my... oh no, I use my I use Vanishing first to get rid of the enchantment that's on me, because I'm strong enough to kill his creature if he dares attacks. So it's like I want to be able to get my Wind Con, which is my Westgate Verdance, unchained. So use that as a spot remove right there, so that's good. Puts me back in the game. And of course I block, his creature dies, and I think he scoops because the realization that I have the advantage. I can bring this out stronger, so that's extra nice that I can bring it out as a 4/4. Fire with lifelink. If he has anything he could play from his hand, it's going to cost 3 or 2. Good game, because I clearly have the advantage. And I go final form, so now I can attack with my 10/10 more, or my 12/12 more than once, but 12 was enough to end the game. So he didn't scoop, I just ended up winning. It was the last match. we're already past certain aspect of the game. Epic back and forth. Bunch of burn spells, board wipes, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Obviously, I have my shield up. I got my Paladin class at the final level. I got 2 board wipes already for toe, ready to roll. I have an extra Mihawk Massacre. My opponent plays his Paladin class. He powers it up, and then I got my Mihawk already in play. So whenever my creatures die, my opponent loses a life. Here I have 5, the ability to do 5, and then I could do Mihawk for game. So, but I have this ability to make my creature stronger. So, and dual attack, so I can gain 6. So let's see. Oh, my opponent does have, well, I have 2 flyers, so it'd be pointless for my opponent to, oh yeah, he has that, that's what it was. That's something he could play. His man land. It's like bang, bang. So he survived because he was able to block that attack. But I got game, obviously, because now, like I said, I could just Mihawk Massacre. And he scoops because clearly I'll make him lose 2 life. And I'll gain 1 life, so I'll be at 30 life. And that's the end of the game.